and it takes me away, as if it's only in my mind. Same old set of feelings happen faster still.
Okay. Right now, do you have a favorite song to play live? I know you like.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's reasons why Beside You Now is my favorite, but there's also reasons why we play every song that we play. I think an upbeat kind of crowd pleaser has been Gravity, an older song, and just fun when we say, you know, this is our last song. It's called Gravity. People usually cheer, which means they know it, which is an amazing feeling, and that's always been my dream, is just to have a life in music. So when people cheer as if they know a song, that's all I ask for. It's exciting.
And how has touring been?
It's been good. We've actually had, it is a slow year considering like what we usually do. We're usually out about 7 or 8 months out of the year. This year we've only been out about 3 or 4 months, maybe actually 3 months. But we've done some of the biggest shows we've ever done. We went to Europe with the Plain White T's this year, which was ridiculous. It was, you know, sold out crowds every night. And those guys are my high school friends, so to watch them, you know, go through what they're going through is so exciting and so inspiring to me. And then, you know, this tour, just we've been headlining every night, but to see, you know, a solid 200 to 300 kids every night is kind of blowing our minds, and we're really excited about that. And so I'd say touring's been good this year. Few and far between, but good when we've been out.
It must have been amazing to go to Europe with, like...
Yeah, it definitely was. And it was Plain White T's and the Spill Canvas, which I think if you, like, morphed those two bands, you'd have something like The Fold. So
yeah.
Their fans were very good to us, aside from just the excitement about being out with those bands. Like, their fans actually responded and bought merch, paid for our whole trip through buying merch, which was a huge blessing.
What is something you have to have when you're touring?
Have to have. I'd say water. We always try to have plenty of it, and I know that sounds boring, but if I didn't have water, I probably wouldn't be able to sing every night. And maybe my wife. I like it when she's around. She's out with us right now, actually.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
What are some of the ups and downs of touring?
Ups, I'd say would just be like, you know, getting to meet everybody, and when people stick around after our set and, you know, want us to sign a T-shirt, or if they pick up the CD, that always means a lot to us, just because it's easy to go to a show and, you know, show some excitement, but when they get home, read the lyrics, and take a deeper look, that's when we know that we're connecting and we can build relationships with these people, which is the whole reason we do it. And the downs, I'd say gas prices. Low attendance, sometimes it's hard for people to get out and spend $10 to go see a show just because, you know, things are crazy right now with the economy. And so, yeah, there hasn't been a ton of that on this tour, but that's always a bummer when people don't come out. And yeah, just some of the stuff I mentioned earlier with record sales not being where they were a few years ago, but that's happening across the board, so can't knock ourselves down too much over it.
If you guys could play anywhere, where would you play, and who would you play with, living or dead?
Oh, living or dead. I'd say like some huge influences on us would have always been Foo Fighters. I would say Weezer, but maybe like Weezer 4 years ago. Jimmy Eat World. And as far as one of the places, actually Roseville has always been like our favorite place to headline. And I know we're like just right next door to there. So hopefully Orangevale will share some of the people who used to come out to the underground in Roseville. Because that closed down, I heard.
Oh. being from Chicago and having bands like the Academy, Fall Out Boy, and the Hush Sounds, being around from that area, do you guys ever feel pressured to stand up to them and be a little bit better?
Not pressured. I think, even within some of these bands we've been touring with, like on the more Christian side of things, we don't get to do that often. But I see each band has a different way of approaching what they do. Like, we all love God with our whole heart, but some bands are more worshipful on stage. Some bands don't say a word and they just sing their lyrics and let that be it. And some bands, the opening band tonight is kind of a heavier band, and they scream in their lyrics, but they go out of their way to say something and just say, we're not trying to push it down your throat, but this is why we do this, and we love Jesus. And so I think seeing that and seeing how these other bands are just so in the world, and I don't even know if they know God at all, I wouldn't feel right standing up to them per se, but I do wish that they would know God, and if there was ever an opportunity in private that I could say something to them, I would for sure. It's my duty.
Do you have anything you want to say to your fans and future fans?
Just we're excited. We've never been so excited to get into the studio, make our next record, and I think there's going to be a lot of surprises, good surprises in the next year, so stick with us. And if you're just learning about the Fold, check out our first 2 records, hit us up on MySpace. We want to really get to know everybody, so please don't be afraid to say hello, whether it's through an email or MySpace or at a show. Getting to know you guys is the reason we do this, so don't be shy.
And 2 more questions. Off your guys' MySpace playlist, what do you want the Calvert to feature as their song?
Who's that?
Calvert.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, Calvert sounds like Casey Calvert.
Yeah, that's what I named. That's what I named
Oh, really?
the whole thing
Oh,
after,
okay.
because he was a good inspiration to me.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like that guy. We got to do Warped Tour with him right before he died, and he was always just like smiling and fun to be around. But so you're saying, what do I want?
What song do you want us to...
Oh, which song? I would say New Skeptic, because we had to take it off of our playlist to make room for Beside You Now, and a lot of people were bummed out. So maybe you could put it up, and then people could steal it off your page and put it on their page. That'd be good.
And
we'll send out a bulletin.
My last question is, do you have any questions for me?
Just how long have you been doing it? It's exciting to see you got a zine going.
I started in June.
Cool.
And I've only interviewed 9 bands.
9 bands is awesome.
And you're my first live band.
Oh, cool. That's great.
I know where I'm supposed to be beside you now, but they won't let me. They're taking you away.